many people have to die before we start to wake up and realize that it's bullshit. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back week after week. I really appreciate you watching and interacting with the videos. It's been a lot of fun to get to know you guys in the comment section. If you are new here and this is the first time you are seeing my face, welcome. I make weekly videos dissecting internet nonsense, so if you're into that type of thing or you like today's video, I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out the channel and it makes sure that you never miss an upload from me. Before we get started today and actually dive into the video topic, I just want to take a moment to say if you are not in the headspace to talk about binge eating disorder, to talk about medical diagnoses or infections, if you are not in the headspace to talk about death, please go ahead and click out of today's video. It's going to be a little bit heavier of a topic, and there are tons of other videos on my channel that are more cheery that you can interact with. So please, if you are not in that good headspace, go ahead and click off of today's video because something has happened and a young creator has passed away, and I am feeling like I cannot not talk about it. And so that is what we are going to do today because I am sad and I am angry, and I know that fat acceptance is not going to memorialize this young life that has been lost. They're not going to acknowledge her. They're going to ignore it because these deaths, particularly of young folks, are harmful to their movement, a movement that literally kills people. Brittany Sauer, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, was an online creator. She had a Twitch, a YouTube, a blog, and Instagram, all under the name Sick and Tired of Waiting. She was described by her friends and family as sun in the midst of darkness. She was a joyful spirit who would come online often and share and check in with her followers, particularly on Twitch, just to talk about what was happening in her life, to check in with each of them, and they cared for her too, often asking how she was doing and making sure that she wasn't just using video games to disassociate. She seemed like such a joyful person, and at 28, she was a light that was dimmed too soon. Brittany started her TikTok channel in 2020 at the height of the panini. Can't say the word here because we're not trying to get demonetized. Where she shared that she weighed 440 pounds and she was looking to lose weight and get control of her binge eating disorder and her life. She started her channel by posting recipes, talking about her struggles with her binge eating disorder, and seeking to lose weight. I'm not going to lie to you all. I did not do a typical deep dive and watch all of her content because based on this TikTok that I'll share, I knew that her content and her struggles with binge eating disorder would be too much for my own mental health, and so I watched enough to tell her story, because she was really struggling with her binge eating disorder and trying to share that on TikTok, and this TikTok let me know that I needed to tread carefully.
Hey y'all, so I wanted to come on here because I wasn't sure what else to do right now. I'm really struggling, and I hate it. I hate feeling this way, and I hate wanting to binge to solve everything, and I know it doesn't fix anything, I had a donut, just one. It didn't make me feel better. And I just wanted to put this out there so that if anyone else is feeling this way, that they can know that they're not alone. And you're valid, and it's okay to feel how you feel, and you don't have to let it control you, because it will pass. So we can do this, and it's okay.
Binge eating is truly a monster of a disorder that is hard to understand if you've never had to deal with it before. And not only did Brittany share her struggles with such grace, but she also responded gracefully to people who really showed that they did not understand the disorder. After the start of her TikTok page, again, she was posting those recipes, trying new foods, her workouts. She was having successful weight loss, and she was successfully learning new coping strategies and dealing with her binge eating disorder. And it was really awesome to see that happening for her, and to see those things going well. She even shared that she had dropped from a size 6X to a size 4X. So she was really making progress. Then, in early 2022, Brittany posted a tearful TikTok letting her audience know that her mom was in the hospital. And though she didn't go overly in depth about the situation, she did say that her mom had been sedated, was not doing well in the recovery of the sedation. Her oxygen levels had dropped and she was on a ventilator. And at this point in time, Brittany was asking for prayers and support, just hoping that her mom was going to make it through. She posted again a couple days later, and it looked like they were hitting a high point, and it looked like her mom might be okay. And then again, a couple days later, she posted a memorial TikTok to her mother. After her mother passed away, Brittany's binge eating disorder came back and her life spiraled out of control. I knew while I was watching through her TikToks that she was not coping well with the grief and the loss, because literally 13 days after her mom passed away, she posted this TikTok.
No neck, no dad, no life, no mom because she's dead. Oh, but I got a crooked septum and some friends.
About a month later, she returned to TikTok and she shared that she had relapsed into her binge eating disorder, and she had gained back all the weight that she lost plus some, and now her weight total, her highest weight total, was 467 pounds. And her honesty was so, I want to say refreshing, but that almost feels like the wrong word because it is such a heavy topic. But my God, the girl was honest, because she posted another clip of her getting back into a seated exercise routine where she lets us know that she had basically accepted death. And in her brain, she had accepted that she was going to eat until she died. Then she started seeing her doctor again. She started trying to lose weight again and tried to get a handle on her binge eating disorder once more, because she had done it. Grief had thrown a monkey wrench into her plan, but she had done it and she was determined to do it again. But all the while, she was posting pretty sporadically on her accounts, so it was hard to really keep up with her progress. Then, in December of 2022, Brittany posted this TikTok.
I ruined my life with food, binge eating, and lack of self-care. And I'm hoping that it's not too late for me this time. I ain't been to the store in 2 years, maybe more now, I guess. I went to the post office once and that was hard. I went to urgent care and I thought my legs were gonna give out from under me, because I had to stand there the entire time after walking in. I kept just looking back at the chair and just praying that I could just make it another second until she was done with me. I couldn't even probably go check the mail right now. Between, the growth I have in my fupa, so not my apron, but my pelvic region. It's about 30-40 pounds now. I go in January to see what it is, because apparently there has been a big misunderstanding where my doctor thought I was having issues with my apron, but no, it is the growth below that I have to physically move when I walk. Anytime I roll or move or anything, I have to adjust it. And I can't wear my leggings or shorts anymore. I'm out of breath constantly. And I wish I knew the cost of eating. I wish I knew the cost of the comfort at the time that I was seeking. And I just want this to be a warning to other people that just need to hear the hard truth, that if you keep it up and you keep, gaining and not taking care of yourself and moving around and doing what you need to do, your health is going to decline. Possibly, this is my experience, but my health declined. I want you to know that it's not worth it. Food's not worth your life. And I really hope that I can turn it around this time, because it's really scary how bad things can get. I ruined my life.
I honestly applaud, again, her brutal honesty, her willingness to accept what she had done to herself, sharing that she ruined her own life with eating, sharing the negative effects that she had from being overweight. It ripped my heart to shreds when she said she hoped that she could pull herself out and that it wasn't too late for her. She shares with us that because of her weight, she couldn't walk around the store. She couldn't go to the post office. She had gone to the doctor, but thought her legs were going to collapse underneath of her weight. Just staring at a chair like, I hope this doctor gets done soon so that I can sit back down. She wanted to share the hard truth that if you don't take care of your health, if you eat and gain weight the way that she did, that you would have negative effects and that it could ruin your life. She felt like she needed to get that out there on her platform. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but she did backtrack in this moment where she says, if you do these things, your health will decline. She backsteps about a half a step and says, well, but this was my experience. And in the same way that my heart clenched in my chest when she said she hoped it wasn't too late, I just felt this pang of anger that I can't explain except to say that this is what fat acceptance has achieved online on platforms like TikTok. That a person who has had these negative health effects due to their binge eating disorder, due to gaining weight, felt like they needed to say, oh, well, this is my personal experience, almost implying that this isn't true of all fat people, right? Because that's what fat acceptance does. And it makes me angry because she's not alone. She's not the only person who has been afraid to share the truth, because they get targeted, they get demonized, and they get screamed at by these fat activists on TikTok who continue to tell people that it's not dangerous to be overweight, and that you can be healthy and that weight loss is fat phobic, and that fat people should go and work on their internalized fat phobia. It is so clear watching that video that she was struggling with things related to her weight, but she kept it pretty broad and pretty vague, probably because she did not want to be attacked. Just a few days later, Brittany would go live on her Twitch, sharing with her audience there that she was not feeling well, that she had had an abscess or a cyst on her bottom that had burst, and she had gotten cellulitis, which, if you don't know, is a bacterial infection that you can get when you have open wounds on your body. Obese folks are more prone to that. And she shared she had been to the doctor, she was on antibiotics, but the antibiotics hadn't been working the same way they had in the past. And she shared that she was going to the doctor again on January 3rd, and she was nervous that they were going to admit her for treatment because that had not been working. She also shared that she was recently struggling with a lymphatic growth, lymphedema in her pelvic region, and that she had had a 30-pound mass grow in that area, and her doctor had told her that that actually was the result of a previous bout of cellulitis that went untreated. When she was set to follow up with this doctor in January, they were going to look into options to get that removed because it was keeping her from doing the things she loved and making it difficult for her to stand and walk. And I want to pause for just a second here, because Brittany, a 28-year-old online creator, she posted the TikTok that we watched telling the truth about being obese on December 27th. She posted this Twitch. She did the Twitch stream on December 30th, where she was talking about going to the doctor on January 3rd. She passed away on January 2nd, one day before she could get back to the doctor, at 28 years old. And in this Twitch stream, sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional, right before she jumps into gaming, she says this.
It's pretty hard, but it's okay. We move on and we're gonna fix it up and stuff like that. We have, I have my doctor's appointments in plan, and I have some more, we're gonna get back into my seated workouts at least to start with. I'm going to be doing those on TikTok again. I'd like to be more present on YouTube, because I want to show people that even if you do have a 40-pound fucking growth, that we can do it. And, there's nothing that can truly stop us from being, 100% out of the game.
This clip was both shocking and unsurprising to me. Brittany was 28 years old. She's still in the mindset that she's made of rubber. She's invincible. And she really thought that she could undo the damage. She could undo the harm this time. That it wasn't too late. And she wanted to be able to do those things and share those things on her platforms. I just couldn't believe that it was on display on her Twitch channel, something that I had not seen anyone else talk about that has covered her story, was this mentality of young people, because Brittany is not an outlier. A lot of fat acceptance people who are on TikTok or other apps, they're young. They're in their 20s. They have yet to experience ill health effects due to their weight gain. And they believe that this damage can be undone at some magical point in their lives. Or worse, that they don't need to fix it at all. And this is what leads people to their deaths. There have been too many untimely deaths. And I touched on this a bit in my Gabriella Lascano video. So if you want more in depth on that topic, that video does exist. I'll try to remember to link it down below. But she essentially said the same things as Brittany, just in a different way. And fat acceptance lost their minds, bullying her to the point that the original TikTok had to be taken down. People like Brittany are dying because fat activists, fat acceptance folks online are so quick to demonize people who want to lose weight, who are trying to better their lives, who dare to talk about binge eating disorder. And when they're attacking them, they're telling them to work on their internalized fat phobia, the same way they responded to Gabriella's video. But when people stay fat, some of them fighting for this movement until they literally die, fat acceptance is nowhere to be seen. They do not memorialize their fat comrades. They simply pretend it didn't happen because they have to remain willfully ignorant to stay in this movement and to keep promoting these talking points, right? They can't acknowledge that this is happening because then it directly undoes all of the things that they are saying online. How many people have to die before we start to wake up and realize that it's bullshit? Last, but certainly not least, I want to point out that Tess Holliday was here on Brittany's TikTok, the one where she was admitting to ill health effects and having ruined her life to eat food. Tess Holliday decided to comment her support. And this really got under my skin because I truly believe in my heart of hearts that Tess Holliday is suffering from binge eating disorder more so than a restrictive eating disorder. And I'm not a doctor, but it's so clear in the content that she posts that that's what's happening. But she won't address it and instead chooses to continue lying over and over and over again, which is what I was talking about in last week's video. And she, in my opinion, is intentionally leading people, especially fat people, away from binge eating disorder, which is a real disorder. It's really dangerous, and it is what took Brittany to the grave. Tess Holliday is leading people away from resources and treatment and understanding what the disease is. And she's doing so having a history of telling people that they can be fit and healthy and 300 pounds and to F your beauty standards and hating on people who compliment weight loss or post before and after photos. We hear the stories every year. It's not new for Tess. And it really bothered me to see her commenting here on Brittany's TikTok. Because even from just my last video, Brittany passed away January 2nd. And Tess hasn't changed, hasn't turned a new leaf, definitely hasn't memorialized this person who she was offering her support to. She's continued to look the other direction, even after witnessing the loss of such a beautiful soul. All right, that is all I have for you today. Please stay safe out there. Be vigilant of the people that you're listening to and following online. Too many of us have fallen into these rabbit holes. It's not something to be ashamed of. I just want people to know that it happens so that you can check in with yourself and maybe capture it before it's too late. Just don't let people mislead you into bad health or dangerous situations. It's not worth your life. I was going to ask you guys, because I always do this at the end of videos, if you had heard Brittany's story or if you had lost people to obesity-related diseases, but I think it was important for me to talk about Brittany, to share Brittany's story, because she really was trying to change the world and change the way that people viewed binge eating disorder. And unfortunately, the disorder won, and her life was extinguished. But that doesn't mean that we should forget who she was or what she was trying to do. Thank you so much for being here and watching with me today. I will see you in the next one. Bye.